Hey Trumpet, so today we're going to learn a new exercise called worm dirt. It's going to use all those valve combinations that we went over last time and in the same order. So as a review, let's say the order. So we have open, which is nothing pressed down. We have 2, which is just that second valve pressed. 1, which is the first valve, only remember first valve is closest to the mouthpiece. 1 and 2, I might refer to this as 12 if it's easier to say in the moment. And that is valve 1 and 2 pressed down. Next we have 2 and 3. So that is the second and the third one. Remember the third valve is the one closest to the bell. I might also call this 23, right? Because it's 2 and 3. And then the last one we're going to use for our exercise is going to be 1 and 3. Remember, as you're pushing down all of these valves, you got to keep the other fingers connected. We're not going to push them all down, but you don't want them hovering like this, right? The pinky always needs to stay on top of the perch, and then whichever valve you're not pressing down, that finger just needs to rest on top. 1 and 3 is our last one. I might also sometimes refer to that one as 13. So let's go over this exercise. If you take a look, that first line, we have some different symbols on here. So we have that 0, which we know stands for open, which is our C. And then we move on to where it says 2. 2 means I'm just going to push down that second valve. And it just goes back and forth between open and 2 through the whole thing. And then we have an arrow. That means that we're going to hold that one out just a little longer. So each one of these symbols is going to get 1 beat. I know that we've talked about this a little bit in our music theory lessons, but another note that gets 1 beat is called a quarter note. So each one of these is going to be kind of like a quarter note. Every time we hear that click of the metronome, we're moving on to a new symbol. So for this line, it would be open to, open to, open, and then we get to that arrow, which means hold out the open a little longer for 2 beats. And then we have R. The R stands for rest or be silent. So when we get to those 2 R's, we're not going to play our instrument. So that first line would sound something like this. I'm tapping my foot. Follow along with me. 1, 2, ready. Freeze and down. So did you hear how on those 2 R's I was silent, but I still kept my instrument up to my face so that I'm ready for the next line. So before we have you guys play it, there's one really important thing that we got to learn. I want to go over chin position. So chin position is very similar to playing position, but our mouthpiece is on our chin. So everybody show me chin position. You're sitting up nice and tall with your feet flat on the ground. And then your mouthpiece is just touching your chin. We're going to use this position a lot when we're saying what valve we're pressing down as we practice it. So let's go ahead, relax real quick. Let's go ahead and try that for this first line. We're going to go to chin position. We're going to say which one we're pressing down, whether it's open, 2, or rest. So here we go. Let's try it. Horns come up to chin position. Tap your foot. I'll say it with you. Here we go. Singing the notes as well as pushing down the valves. 1, 2, ready, go. Open to, open to, open. Rest, rest, freeze. And relax. Cool. So I said rest right there on those two R's just so that you know that's what's coming up. But for you, I want you to just be silent so we get used to not playing on those 2 notes. Did you see how I said open for the O's and then I said 2 for when we're pushing down 2? You also got to make sure you're pushing down that valve at the same time. So let's try it one more time. I'll get you a side view so you can see what my hands are doing as I'm saying this. Here we go. Horns up to chin. Tap your foot. 1, 2, ready, go. Open to, open to, open. Rest, rest, freeze. And come down. Awesome. So that's what we're going to do for each one of these lines before we play it. But now that we've practiced that first line, let's go ahead and play. Here we go. Horns come up. Remember, each click of the beat means we change to something new, unless we're on that arrow. Here we go. 1, 2, ready. And freeze. And come back down. Moving on to that second line. So this time we start on our second valve. So we're pressing down 2, and then we go back and forth between 1 and 2. So we start on 2, we go to 1, and each one of these is kind of like a quarter note, right? It takes up 1 beat, except for that last 2, we hold it out for 2 beats because of that arrow. And then again, when we get to the R's, we are silent. So here we go, let's try that one on chin one time. 1 comes up, chin. We're starting with 2. Here we go, go ahead and press it down. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Freeze. And come back down. Awesome, so I want you to listen to what it's gonna sound like. I want you to practice moving the fingers one more time, and then we're gonna play it all together. So right now, you're coming up to chin position. Getting your fingers ready. Go ahead and press down that second valve. Listen to what it sounds like. 1, 2, ready? Awesome, try it with me. Here we go, horns at the ready. Tap your foot, down, up, 1, 2, ready? Again, here we go. 1, 2, ready? Freeze and relax. Moving on to the next line, you'll see that this one goes back and forth between 1 and 12. So really the only thing that you have to change is whether or not you're pushing down that 2. Because the 1 is going to stay down the whole time. So let's practice this one on chin. Remember when we're saying 1 and 2, we're going to say 12. Just makes it a little easier. Here we go. Horns on chin. Top of your foot. 1, 2, ready, and go. 1, 12, 1, 12, 1. Awesome. I'm going to play it this time. I want you to practice it one more time on chin. Here you go. 1, 2, ready. All right, play it with me. Here we go. Playing position. Go ahead and push down that 1. 1, 2, ready. Freeze and relax. Cool, so making sure that our note is nice and steady. The only thing that we're doing is interrupting that sound by changing the fingers right with the metronome. You gotta make sure that you're pushing down that finger at the same time as the beat. If you're a little bit early or if you're too slow, you're gonna hear the change. Listen to what happens if I'm playing my note and I push down the valve too slow. It'll sound something like this. Did you hear how it went in and out? So we gotta make sure that we're right with the metronome. It's either down or up, down, up, down. Yeah, so let's try that line one more time. Starts with first, tap your foot, 1, 2, ready. And freeze, and come back down. Awesome. So we only got a couple more lines left to go. I'm pretty sure you're picking up on this pattern. So next we're gonna have 1 and 2, that's what we just ended with, right? And this time we're alternating between 12 and 2 and 3, or 23, right? So we're just going back and forth. Which valve stays down the whole time this time? That second valve, very good. So the second stays down. The only thing you're alternating is between 1 or 3. So here we go, let's try that line on chin. Horn comes up, we're starting on 12. Tap your foot, 1, 2, here's 12, go. 12, 23, 12, 23, 12. Again, I'll play. You practice one more time. 1, 2, ready? So now I want you to play that with me. We're alternating between 12 and 23. Here we go. Horns up to playing position. Tap your foot. Go ahead and push down 1 and 2. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? Again, let's try that one more time. Keep your lips super relaxed. Here we go. 1, 2, ready? And come back down. Awesome. We are almost done. We're playing that very last line. If you check it out this time, it changes every time to a new combination. It starts with 23, moves to 12, moves to 1, to 2, and then open. So we're just working our way backwards through that sequence. So here we go. Let's try that a couple times on chin. So we start, go ahead and go to 23, move to 12, move to 1, 2, and open. Let's try that one with the metronome. Remember, when we get to open, we're going to hold that for 2 beats because of that arrow. Let's say it on chin. So we're just saying the numbers. So we'll have 23, 12, 1, 2, open, rest, rest. Try it with me. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and go. 23, 12, 1, 2, open, rest, rest. So listen, I'll play it for you so you know kind of what it's going to sound like. So just listen this time. 1, 2, ready. All right, now I want you to try it with me. Here we go. We're going to go to playing position. Remember, it starts on 23, move to 12, 1, 2, open. Keep your eyes on the page. It'll help, I promise. Here we go. 23, and 1, 2, ready. Freeze, and come back down. Now it's time to put all of that together. We're going to start at line 1 and go all the way through each one of these lines. Let's do one practice rep on chin first. Here we go, horn comes up. All the way through, starting with open. 1, 2, ready, go. Open, 2, open, 2, open, rest, rest. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, rest, rest. 1, 12, 1, 12, 1, rest, rest. 12, 23, 12, 23, 12, rest, rest. 23, 12, 1, 2, open, rest, rest, and freeze, and come back down. Awesome, that was our one practice rep. Let's go ahead and try to play all the way through Worm Dirt. Horn comes up, tap your foot. 1, 2, ready. Freeze and relax. Good job. So keep on practicing Worm Dirt, practicing all those different combinations at the end, going through 23, 12, 1, 2, open. Make sure we're starting each one of the lines with our tongue. And then when we switch, our fingers have to be right with the metronome. So making sure you're tapping that foot so we stay right in time. Happy practicing.